Welcome to this week's episode of the Stack Fleet Podcast. Today, we'll be talking with top American female stackers Sarah and Kaitlyn Quinn about some upcoming tournaments, worlds, and more. We hope you enjoy.
All right, what's up, Sarah and Kaitlyn? How's it going?
It's going well, a lot of things going on in my life. Been practicing for Worlds. Trying to hear back from some colleges. I'll find out soon. But yeah, it's been going well. I have a playoff game tomorrow, so hopefully we win. And yeah,
Good luck.
thanks.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck.
For me, I have a lot of stuff going on in school and outside school. We're on break right now. Nice. But I'm starting to get back into running base training, basically, for track. I'm playing the violin in my middle school's pit orchestra for Little Mermaid. So I've next week I have 4 or 5 hour rehearsals, which is gonna 3 to 8 p.m. That's gonna be great. But I'll enjoy it. And then college wise, I'm committed to Boston College, so very nice. It's not so stressful, and unfortunately, with my course load at school, I'll be having to bring my work with me to Switzerland and have to study for my APs, which is not ideal, but we have to do what we got to do. Academic weapon on top. Gotta be
Definitely.
an academic weapon. My academics are over anything.
So, I guess we'll just start with questions. They're going to be a lot about you guys being twins, even though we probably
Okay, that's
can
fine.
relate to that. But does being a twin keep you motivated and encouraged when you're stacking? Because you always have someone there, kind of equal to you.
Yeah, I think it's great to have Sarah by my side and competing. I always tell her, I always tell my parents, I always look forward to competing against her. I think it's just such a unique thing, especially because how the tournaments are formatted, a lot of the smaller tournaments, we do individual finals and then we go against each other and then an hour later we can do doubles. So I think it's just great to experience both worlds. But also I'm her biggest fan. I hopefully she says that she's my biggest fan. We're just really supportive with each other. And I always say to her, if I don't win, I want her to win. So people think it might be a sibling rivalry, but I think it's far from that. But I think it's healthy competition. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. For the practicing perspective, we always have someone to practice with. I can literally just go next door over there and practice with her whenever I want. But we're weird and we like to practice by ourselves. Surprisingly, we rarely practice with each other. We like to be very individualized with our practice, but in tournaments, we like competing with each other. It's always good to know that we always have good competition no matter which tournament we go to because we're top in the nation. So we always have someone to go against. And I think it's great that we have healthy competition. I know Kaitlyn always comes up on top for most of them, but it also teaches me how to lose in a way. I know that sounds really sad, but it's actually great for life experience because it makes winning more sweet, I guess. So
I'd relate, but I haven't beaten him yet.
I only beat her twice, so actually
I mean, you beat me
online
before.
tournaments I'm more successful, but
Yep.
in person I only won or beat her I think I beat you Kaitlyn, I beat you a few times, but I only won twice out of those times I beat you or something like that.
I mean, you beat me before, so anything's possible.
Yeah,
honestly.
but you could say the same thing about me, but you beat me 40 times. I only beat you twice.
All right, so I guess talking about tournaments, how would you guys say your season has been going so far in 2025 and end of 2024?
So Connecticut, I got really big jump in cycle from my best before was 6.4, I think. At Mid Atlantics, the previous season. And I got 6.1. I honestly don't know how I did that. I went up to the table and just I literally didn't care. And I went up and I somehow did it. And I was everyone was like, why didn't you react? It's because I thought it was way slower than it was, so I didn't know how to react. And then in the moment, I was mad because it wasn't a 5. So I was not satisfied. But with Springfield, obviously, it wasn't my best um tournament because I didn't even get a 6 in the cycle, and my 363 still sucks. But I guess it was an okay first start, but we have plenty of other tournaments to go to, so I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the sorry. I think the past two tournaments to start off my season was very well. Like I got the first five ever in America. So but like I feel like getting to five felt good. But I'm more excited to see like how I'll do because I feel like a lot of pressure's lifted off my shoulders and I could finally like go for it now. And I'm really happy with how Springfield went. I feel like it was like better in a way because all three of my events were like very good, and I got 1.75, which is like really good for me in the 333. And I was just 1,000th off my 363, and like especially because Connecticut, I didn't do as well as I want to in 363, even though I got a 2.38, which is not bad. But obviously, just because I had good first two tournaments doesn't mean I'm going to do well the rest of the season. I have to keep working hard and I have to continue the momentum that I've built for the past two tournaments.
Yeah, nice. So are you guys competing at any more tournaments before Worlds?
Yeah, we were gonna go to the Boston tournament, but I think we're gonna actually go to the Illinois tournament instead because we've heard that there's like lack of competitors because it's like under this organization and they're like forcing us. They're not forcing us to, but yeah, like you need like 35 competitors within like a few weeks, so we're not sure. And also, college and stuff, so I could visit University of Illinois, so it'd be nice. And we might go to Mid Atlantics, depending on our school sports and everything like that. So yeah, we have a couple tournaments to prepare for Worlds, and we're really fortunate to have that.
Exciting.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting news.
Yeah.
Well, I guess looking forward to Worlds now. How excited are you guys to be going there to Switzerland?
Oh, I'm so excited because last two times for international worlds we got shut out of going. 2020 was obviously COVID. 2023 was personal reasons we couldn't go last minute. So I'm really excited to visit Switzerland, and I love Europe. So because we've been to France and Spain, it's awesome over there, and also the compete is awesome in itself. But I'm more excited to see Switzerland. I'm really more excited for the free day we have than the actual competition. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm more excited to just see Switzerland.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Worlds. It's gonna, like Sarah said, it's gonna be our first time going to an international competition. So I think it's gonna be like different in a way, but I think that's good for us because all the competitions we went to have been in America. So I'm very excited to see Switzerland. It's such a beautiful place. It seems like seeing the Alps and seeing all the nice places and eating a lot of chocolate. Hopefully, um, also it's gonna be very competitive. I think I'm looking forward to the competition. And yeah, hopefully we do well, but most importantly, I'm just excited to see all of my international friends again and be with my amazing teammates.
That's awesome. Do you would you guys say you have any goals or predictions? It's a little early, but for Worlds, would you say you have any plans on time or placement goals? Either works.
Um, I don't really want to go into Worlds with goals because, like, with me, I'm nowhere near the fastest one going. I'm not the best. I just want to go in there with having a nothing to lose mentality. Like, I think I'm going to take more chances, especially because, like, yeah, like, I'm expecting not to win, but, like, maybe I could, like, shock the world or something. But, I don't know, like, who else from, like, the female side is going, but I definitely can say that I would love to see one of my teammates podium or win if that's like Dalton or Will Allen or Peter or William Pauly or any of them. And Chan King Ian, I think no matter like the circumstances, he always like performs well. And like yeah, I feel like he's gonna use last year's in cycle. He didn't do the best he possibly could. I feel like he'll use that as motivation. He'll definitely podium.
For me, I never go into tournaments with goals. I just go to the tournament usually to have fun now because going to college soon, so got to take these tournaments like for don't take them for granted. Like treat them as like precious moments instead of and not focus much about the competition. Obviously, you want to do well, but more especially it being in Switzerland. I just want to like have a good time. For predictions, I am so bad with stacking knowledge. It's so sad. But on the female side, obviously if Si and Kim goes Sama Basao, Wu Xinyi, obviously those big names, Kaitlyn Quinn. I expect big things out of her. um, on the men's side, obviously, like Caitlin said, Dalton could do well. Will Allen, Evan Cloud, he's a good one. Trey is also doing great at these his local tournaments. But also, you gotta take into fact King Ian, obviously, because he's the best in the world. But you can't also count out the Europeans like Liam Vandery, Adam Turner, William Camper, like they're on home soil and they don't have to deal with like jet lag and stuff. So they could also pull out a win. But I don't really know what's gonna happen because I feel like every year we get these predictions and then most years it's not even close to what we predict. So we could I really think it might be like someone unexpected will podium on both sides.
Nice. So
Yeah.
obviously you were talking about like the Europeans having like the home advantage. Do you think that like helped you guys at all last year?
Uh No, because I still performed pretty badly, even though I performed pretty badly, even though I was like we're on home soil. But I feel like for most people, like for me, it doesn't matter where I am. I feel like um I don't see it as a big home advantage, but I feel like it does play an effect with like traveling and stuff because like with the jet lag and stuff, because from these for further countries, you can be more tired and you need as much energy as you can. But also, like the feeling of being in your country and competing. Well, I don't know what it's like to compete outside my country, so it might. I don't really know how to answer the question, but I feel like it will be very different. But I might. I feel. I see myself like taking it as a new opportunity to compete and not being as. I don't think I'll be scared to compete in a different country, but I can see why it can be an advantage, but for me, I don't see it as like a big deal breaker.
Yeah, like Sarah said, like I feel like competing in your country it could go either way. Like you might feel pressure to perform well because you want to represent your country, or you might feel comfortable because you're in your country and you've been competing there for a while. But I think yeah, like jet lag is obviously a big factor. But I've been to Europe before. I think I adjusted to jet lag really quickly. I think I'll be fine, even though I only have like a few days to adjust. I did that just fine when I went on our Sweet 16 trip. So yeah, I feel like it just depends on the person, depends on like how much you really want it. Because I feel like if you're one of the best actors in the world, I don't think it really matters where you compete. You just if you want it that much, then you'll find a way to get it done. So yeah.
Yeah. And then going in the direction of like team events at Worlds, obviously I'm guessing we can expect you guys to do doubles at Worlds. So
Yeah.
um, after what would be considered a successful juniors performance, do you think you guys can replicate that and maybe do better and get on the podium this year at Worlds?
Um.
Don't forget they
Um.
had the world record.
Oh yeah, world record holders right here.
I mean,
Yeah.
former world record holders, but I think anything can happen. I feel like doubles is so unpredictable. Like, last year, there were a lot of good doubles teams, and I feel like some of them didn't do as well as we wanted to, but we were fortunate enough to do well. But yeah, we had like really good performances last year. I think we could do pretty well, but I'm not gonna say we could podium because there's probably a lot of good doubles pairs out there. But yeah, we'll just give it our best shot and we'll just see what happens. We can't control how other people do, but we can control how we do if we practice and prepare the best that we can.
Personally, I think we could do it because one attempt, our last attempt last year, um, it was like we look back at the footage and it could have been a 6.8 if we were clean with it. We got seventh last year at Worlds, I'm pretty sure, which is pretty good. We got a respectable time. We were first in our division, which was cool. And at juniors, we got fourth. I was so cursed last year at junior, so I was kind of mad about that. Um, we performed pretty well, but at Springfield, I don't know what happened. We didn't know how to. Apparently, we didn't know how to stack the cups up. But I'm confident in us. We've shown that we could put up good times, respectable times. But like Kayla said, we can't. I hate making predictions for myself because if I don't meet them, then like I get upset. But we could definitely make it, but it depends on how everyone else does. We're definitely capable, but some years like I feel like SOC is like a 7, and then other years he's like a mid 6. So we'll see.
Yeah. So, are you guys like confident in your doubles, do you think?
Yeah, we're pretty confident. We surprisingly don't practice ever. Like we never practice. So like we literally live in the same house, but we're so lazy that we don't practice. And I feel like we've experimented with this. In times where we practice more, we tend to do worse than the times where we practice less. So I feel like we're confident enough in our abilities to say that less is more, and I feel like we could do well.
Yeah, I agree with Sarah. We definitely have good tournaments in the past, so we could build upon that. And also, like we're twins, so we have twin telepathy, so we know like what we like to do, and how what each other's like strengths and weaknesses are when it comes to doubles. So I know we could definitely pull it off, but I feel like we should practice a little bit. Like we shouldn't be just going to worlds. Like Sarah's shaking her head, but like I feel like we should practice a little bit. We don't have to practice like hours a day. We could just do a few. We could just do like 10 minutes every day, because like 10 minutes can go a long way, and it's not a lot. It's like saying quality over quantity, right? Quality time. You could get like a few sixes in 10 minutes, or you could practice for an hour and not get anything. So like I feel like we should practice a little bit though. So like
Yeah. What do you think is
Yeah,
like the
so
fastest?
Hmm?
oh,
I was gonna say I don't like practicing doubles because I get very frustrated.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, what do you guys think like the fastest you could go if you like practiced a lot for doubles?
5.
yeah, we could probably get like a
Or,
5 point,
I
like a
mean, we
low
both have a 5,
5.9.
so why can't we get it together?
Yeah,
So
that's
like
true.
we have a mid to low 5, so we should be able to get like a 5.9. Definitely not 5.5 like you guys, but
Yeah, I feel like we get like a 5.8, maybe like high
yeah, but
5.8, low 5.9
we get
if you
mad at
actually
each other when
practice.
we practice. I mean, when I say we, I mean me. I get really mad, and then I like get
Yeah, she
annoyed
storms
and leave
off.
the room.
adding on to like practicing, obviously you guys don't practice much together. Um, but individually, how have you guys been like practicing and then obviously preparing for worlds in the practice aspect of it?
I've been just trying to like practice as much like competition trainings as possible. But most importantly, the past like couple months, like leading up into like Springfield and leading up to Connecticut, I just like try to practice like third attempts, because I noticed there's going to be a situation at some time where like you have to get a time, and you don't have any good times leading up into your third attempt. So I just want to like practice that and have the experience under my belt, so like going into the biggest competition of my career probably so far, I'll be ready for it. And also like just practicing consistency, right? Like you could be so fast and but mess up all the time. I don't want that for myself. I've like committed so much time over the years, and I just want to have a good world championship. So I know that if I practice consistency, I'll be good, and I'll perform the best that I can.
My practicing style differs from that. It's very my practicing style is very not structured at all. I just like practice very freely. It's not until like the week before a competition where it's a little bit more structured. I always do comp trainings no matter what, but the week before tournament I do a lot of comp trainings. I don't really do much third attempt stuff like that, but I do scenarios in my head where I put pressure on myself to get a certain time. I guess that's third attempt scenarios, but there's like I make sure to like I my tournament I want to change my tournament tactics actually. I'm going to test it out at my next tournament I think I'm just gonna. It sounds very risky, but I think I'm just gonna go for it every attempt and not worry about the speed because I find myself when think about what time I have to get, I mess up. But if I just go free and go fast, I'm less likely to mess up, which is very strange. But I'm gonna test it out in my next tournament. But my practicing is like I usually don't practice much. It's very it's very I can't stay motivated often. So when I practice, I try to prepare as much as I can.
Yeah. And then, will you guys say you have like a stack that you're most confident, like an event 333, 363 cycle?
For me, definitely 333, which is I feel like it differs from most stackers. I feel like most stackers say that 333 is their least confident because that's the one you start off with. But for some reason, I find most confident, and it's probably because it's the shortest, and I can't think much when I do it. Just go. And then least confident, I would say definitely 363. I hate it so much. Like I can't get a good time for my life. Literally at Springfield, I got 3 close scratches that would have been my best, but they were all scratches. So yeah, definitely 360 the least confident. I don't know why. It's just I don't like it. And 333 most confident.
I'll definitely say cycle is my most confident because I definitely rely on it the most when it comes to my overall. But I think most importantly, ever since I changed my style, I just seen a lot of improvement. And, just being the national record holder, like I feel like it just gives me a lot of confidence. And being the only girl having a 5 so far, I know that I could go for it now. And I know I have a lot of consistency in it, so I definitely rely on it the most. But I know that there's so many amazing female stackers, so I just feel like there's gonna be someone that gets a 5 soon, but I feel like I could go faster and make the American record faster. But I would say my least confident event is probably 333. Like Sarah said, I feel like it's it could make or break your overall. Like going into Worlds, if I fail 333, that's gonna feel so bad. Like how are you gonna recover from that? And there's no room for error, and you have to you really have to focus because it's so short, but it's so important. But what I try to do is just try to practice as much as I can, try and get as much confidence as I possibly can, and I feel like it showed because got some 1.7s, and it's very good for me. But if I want to do well at Worlds, I definitely have to keep up with the consistency in all the events.
Yeah, to add on to that, I find myself when in head to head, against me and Kaitlyn, I always, for some reason, most of the times I beat her in an event, it was in 333, which is I find it interesting. It might have to do with me being more confident in it than Kaitlyn is, but for some reason, a lot of people, I feel like a lot of stackers overthink it. I feel like I just do it. I don't know what happens, but
I agree. I overthink a lot, so
yeah.
you're
Yeah,
definitely right on that.
I also only beat Tom in 333.
Maybe it's just a twin thing. Maybe just one twin's just better at 3 through
Older
3.
twin thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
Older twins are better at 333.
shorter the distance, the better. Yeah, are you guys gonna run a lot in Switzerland? It'll be very nice there.
Um,
I
honestly,
want to try and run a little bit, but because we're in the middle of a track season, but I'm not trying to go crazy because of the
I'm
twins.
sorry, but I don't like running as much as
I
you
might run with
guys.
Randy Olmsted.
Oh
He
my gosh, that'd be so cool
we
to
should, we
to run
should.
near the Alps.
That'd be so fun.
To
Randy,
run near
shout
the
out
Alps
to
would be
you.
so fun.
All out
But
Mo
honestly,
versus Randy.
I would lose. He would smoke me. Shout out to Randy. I don't understand how
Is
you
this a
run that.
call out?
Oh,
What?
oh Randy.
I am not
oh,
racing Randy.
we've got a
Cook me.
race.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Stack Fleet 2, where are you?
I want to run, but at the same time, I really want to focus more on Worlds rather than running.
Exactly.
I don't want to sacrifice
I think it'd be a good
my
stress reliever,
performance.
though. It'd be a good stress reliever, to just go out, get fresh air,
That's
enjoy
true.
the scenery of Switzerland. But I might be the competition comes first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be nicer weather there than it is during juniors.
Yeah, we actually looked it up. I asked my Alexa downstairs, and it says the average temperature in Switzerland is around 13 degrees Celsius, which is 55. Fahrenheit.
That sounds
That's
very nice.
So
amazing.
nice.
Yeah,
But
better
knowing
than
us, it's gonna be knowing our traveling like luck. It's gonna be like 20 degrees.
yeah, it'll be better than 90-degree Iowa.
Oh my god, that was
Yeah.
terrible. I was dying.
I mean, recently, like in our other like talks with others, they've been talking a lot about like the micro transitions and stuff, and just transitions in relay in general. Do you think that being runners helps you guys with that in relay?
Um, I think so. I also play basketball, so definitely use a lot of speed. I feel like we have good foot. Like for me, playing basketball, I have good footwork. So definitely like having that experience in other sports, I think it helps. But honestly, like even if you don't play sports, you could definitely just practice it at home. Like I know it might be weird, but sometimes I do one person relay to like get my transitions good and make sure that I'm up to speed. But like I feel like at juniors, like I kind of let you guys down because I was injured and I couldn't really move that well, but we still managed to do very well. But yeah, I feel like runners can definitely use their speed and like their experience running to their advantage.
I 100% think it helps because running, it's like Caitlin said, it involves like speed, endurance, footwork. Not really footwork, but I play other sports. I used to go to this agility training near us where we actually do box jumps. We do like hurdles and stuff to work our twitch muscles, and it also allows us like playing when I used to play basketball. Caleb still plays basketball, but we have developed a pivot foot, which is exactly what you need to transition backwards to the line, and I feel like it definitely helps if you're athletic because your transition's more it's more accurate, and it's more like I don't know the word for it, but like
I
it's
feel like it's
definitely
more natural.
more efficient
Yeah,
than and then because like I see a lot of people transitioning and they like go all the way to the side, which which is like waste time. But if you keep it like efficient, then it would allow for not as much time wasted.
yeah, you can tell
Yeah.
guys like Arel are really good at that, but
Yeah,
Yeah, his
somehow,
transition is
and he runs
insane.
too. He runs power
yeah,
lifts.
somehow this team of four runners did not make SOC like 3 years in a row.
Come on,
I think
Joe. We were injured. Me with your knee, you
we
with
had
the
two
stress fracture.
injuries.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
that was the only running I did for that like month.
Yeah, like the entire month.
Running.
And then you obviously hadn't run that much, Caitlin.
Yeah, I was like what we did in that hotel room was probably the only thing I did,
My
and
stacking,
physical therapy.
my
Me
stacking
and
was
Sarah
still,
had to carry.
yeah, my stacking was still probably worse. It's bad. Oh, I have a
Yeah.
question just for Sarah.
Oh,
This is
perfect.
about the live streaming that you've been doing recently.
Oh
So
yeah,
obviously we can see that you're at like 6,000 subscribers now, which is
7,000.
like
Yep,
kind of a
7,000.
lot.
Yeah.
So go through what that's like now, where you're streaming pretty much every day for the most part.
Um. So a lot of people, like the random people on my streams that would tune in, they always ask me, "Are you doing it for the money? Are you doing it for the subscribers?" No, I'm not doing it for that. I mean, it would be nice to get some money, but I'm I'm really doing it to keep myself accountable because as I said earlier, I suck at keeping myself accountable. Caitlin knows this. I suck at keeping myself accountable for stacking because I find it so boring. It's the same practice every single day. But I actually stream also to bring awareness to cup stacking because there's a I this nice message I got the other day. I started stacking because I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I actually did that for someone. But for the real reason why I'm streaming is to actually practice, which kind of sounds crazy because we're amongst one of the best in the world for females, and I rarely practice, especially with the tournament like worlds, how expensive it is, the stakes, the competition. I want to make sure I'm prepared, so that's why I'm really streaming.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
it's fun too. I like talking to people. You could probably tell with all these lengthy answers that I like to talk, but I I
Yeah.
like I like interact. I like interacting with other people, so it makes practicing more fun.
Yeah. What's the highest like people you've had on your stream at once?
Like that I've seen like on the
Like the
thing.
highest concurrent viewers?
I think like on my phone I saw like once it said 580 or something like that. But my peak concurrence for like my stream that I did today was 421 or something.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Nice.
today.
So many
Yeah.
people.
I try to stream for like just an hour, so I don't want to make I don't want to stream for too long because my streaming aligns with how much time I practice with cuz when I start my stream, that's when I start my practice. And I don't want to practice for more than like an hour and a half at most. So,
Yeah. The American
Yep.
record holder over there can't give away your secrets like that.
but I don't give away my secrets. It's like my practicing is it's just literally just stacking over, just repetition, repetition, repetition.
Same with me.
No special drills or workouts.
So one last question before we wrap this up. What would you guys say is your absolute best advice for other stackers, whether it's just like getting into stacking and figuring out the movements, or like going to a tournament like Worlds and dealing with a lot of pressure? What would you say to them?
My biggest advice, I'm gonna do this specifically for people at Worlds because I feel like this is like the whole point of us coming on the podcast to begin with. I feel like my biggest advice is definitely just like when it comes to competing, focus on yourself and your performance. Like I know people like Wushin Yi are gonna come in, like Seung Kim, and for the male side, Chen Kang Ian, Peter Ford, and all of them, they're like so fast and everything like that. But like you can't control how they do, but you can control how you do. So like just focus on yourself. And like I've seen like some of the past podcasts, like Will Al said, like everyone's going to be nervous. Like I'm gonna be nervous. Like I feel like I've gotten a lot better with nerves, but there's just so much at stake. Everyone's gonna be nervous, so don't worry. Like kind of embrace being nervous because like it's actually a good thing. It shows that you want to be there, you want to do well, and you want to like represent your country well. And also the adrenaline. It's actually really good. If you're a little nervous, you'll do better than you think. And yeah, just like focus on yourself. And I always tell myself, if I do the best that I possibly can at that given day, I can't control how other people do. I can't get mad if someone beats me. That's just part of stacking. People are gonna be better than me, especially when it comes to world championships. So yeah, focus on yourself.
Personally, for me, well, personally, how I'm gonna go into Worlds, it's gonna tie into what I feel like stackers should like be like at Worlds. Just go for the just you're gonna be in Switzerland, so I mean that's a cool place in itself. Go for the experience. I feel like for me personally, the less I cared, the better I did when it comes to performance. I know it's good to have goals, but don't make them like expectations. I feel like there's a difference between goals and expectations. Goals are positive. Like I want to do this, I want to be better, I want to better myself in this. Expectations are like pressure. And there's gonna be outside pressure just from being in the venue. You don't want to put that additional pressure on yourself. I feel like if you just go just to have a good time, then you could if you go to have a good time, the good times will come with it. So, that's what I personally think. And if you're at the tournament, you're fast. Just say that. Just think that if you made the world championships, I mean, you're at the world championships, so that's pretty cool in itself.
Yeah, pretty
Nice.
insightful answers. All right, so I guess that's it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for coming on here and chatting with us for a bit. It was really fun, and then obviously we'll be in touch. So
Yeah. Thank you for having us on here.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yep,
You guys are doing amazing.
Trouble. Double trouble.
yep,
Yeah,
double
thank you.
trouble. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the podcast, and make sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next ones, dropping every Thursday leading up to the World Sports Stacking Championships.